Hello, mis amores. I'm bringing you this 12-minute classical Pilates mat that you can do in your sala, in the gym, anywhere you have a quiet space. First, I'm starting with this exercise called the hundreds. And as you can see, I'm pumping my hands rigorously up and down, my arms, not only my hands. And I'm trying to keep my tailbone nice and stuck to the mat. So keeping everything stable. And then I'm going to begin to inhale at the very bottom of my mat to roll up. And this exercise we call the half roll up. So I'm going to inhale before I start. Exhale, chin to chest, begin to curl, go past my toes and reverse. All right, so go ahead and get used to this movement. Make sure that you're exhaling when you're coming up. You're inhaling as you're rolling down. Wonderful. Now we're going to get into an actual roll up. That was the half roll up. This is the full roll up. So if you can see, my neck is curled, my back is curled. I'm going past my toes. I'm curling under myself, one vertebrae at a time. Inhaling before I do anything. Ribs are coming in, curl, past those toes. So you have a few rounds of these, so just practice. In the beginning, most people have a hard time coming up. If you do experience that, go ahead and bend your knees and have your hands behind your thighs. But either way, you're working your core. Your belly button is towards your spine the entire time, zipping up. Fluid breath. Excellent. We're going to go into single leg circles. So with these circles, you want to be going internally. So I'm going towards my midline, towards my belly button, and I'm trying my best not to move anything but that leg. And then I reversed the circle. Bring it down, and then we alternate to the other side. My leg is pointed to the ceiling. I'm going internally first, keeping everything stable, and then I reverse in, around, and down. Excellent. Inhale. Exhale, bring that leg down. So far your core should be pretty warmed up. We're going to roll, and we're going to get into our rolling like a ball. As you can see, my chin is tucked. I'm looking, so if you see, I'm tucking my chin towards my chest. My body's a ball, and I'm inhaling when I go back, exhaling when I come up. Now I'm going to do a variation here where I'm going to have opposite leg extended as you see here, and the other leg is at a 90 degree, and I'm using that leg to support me as I roll up and down. All right, so this one's similar to the roll up, just a variation, because you have to increase your stability by keeping those legs in the air. So keep going, keep practicing. It's okay if it doesn't look perfect. What matters is that you are working and you're being intentional. We're getting into our single leg stretch. Remember that the higher the legs, the easier it'll be. The lower the legs, the higher the torque, which means it's going to be a bit more challenging. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Curl a little high. And we're going to go ahead and do the double leg stretch. So you curl like a ball, you exhale. Roll it back in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, wrap it back in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, wrap it back in. And I tend to tell my clients, think of angel rings wrapping around, coming back to center. All right, and this one should feel so good. This is the hamstring stretch. Maybe not so good because you are working your core, so I don't want you to be like, how good is this supposed to feel? But definitely a great stretch here. So pulse, 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 switch. Excellent. Roll up to a seated position. We're going to get into a nice spine stretch forward. And with your spine stretch forward, envision you have a beach ball right in front of you that you have to go up and over to be able to stretch. All right. And you have a tight corset. You're zipping up as much as you can, belly button towards your spine. Excellent. And your bicep and ears are aligned when you go forward. Wonderful. Go ahead, inhale. All right, we're now going to go on our mats and we're going to do a crisscross. So here I'm going to curl my head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. My shoulder blades are off the mat. And I'm going inner thigh, elbow, inner thigh, elbow, inner thigh, elbow, keeping my lower back glued. And now I'm going to do a variation where I meet at the middle, curl up and switch, curl up, switch. So at the center, you grab your breath and then you go and twist. All right, do as much as you can. Take a moment. And now we're going to do a roll up. All right, so for this roll up, you want your abs to be nice and tight. And it's going to take a lot. So if you feel like you're a beginner, just practice coming up and down. Don't necessarily worry about going up and over like you just saw. So you can come up and stay right here, lift the hips just a little bit, and then come back down. If you can, you go ahead and fold those legs or extend those legs overhead and get into your jackknife. So again, this section right here, I'm going to challenge you to obviously meet me here. But if this is not where you are today and you just are not in a place where you can do the scissors in this elevated stance, you are on the mat, right? Still doing these movements with your legs and tightening and bracing the core as you do each one, right? This one we call the scissors in Pilates. This upcoming one that you see here, this is the bicycle. And man, I hope you know that it took me a while to do the bicycle. So as you're practicing on the mat or in the air, as you see me doing here, just know that the coordination feels awkward for all of us in the beginning. And my tip to you is when the knee folds forward, you extend that leg before you bring the other one forward. Extend that leg before you bring the other one forward. So if you see there's a pattern of one leg is folded and it comes forward, I extend, then the opposite leg comes forward and I extend. Okay? So it takes time. Rewind it a couple times and just give it a try. All right? And here is your beloved teaser. Take a moment and just practice coming into this teaser that we use to really strengthen our core, our balance, and all that good stuff. All right, do a few of them before you move on. Do a few more. All right, get ready for some spiciness. I'm using that front foot to be able to anchor itself on that back foot, and I'm going to break at the hips, reach long. All right, so keep in mind, I'm breaking at the hips and I'm going long. We're going to do it again, so don't worry. Right now we're piking into a downward kind of facing dog into this nice cobra-like positioning when you are stretching that spine. Erector spinae is being worked here. Inhale, go into that pike. Exhale, reach long. All right, we're going to do it again, I know. So get into your pike. Extend long, shoulders away from ears, and feel that stretch in your spine. Get into that pike. Yes, you got it. Reach long. Try to have your shoulders away from your ears as much as you can. All right, open up those hands to a T. I'm breaking at the hips again, shooting up. Breaking at the hips again, shooting up. Abs are in. Everything is tight. You go back into your pike-like position and your stretch, okay? All right, we're going to move on now to a side kneeling position. So make sure that your knee is right aligned with that hip and you're nice and stable. You're going to inhale, grow long, hand goes reach overhead, and then goes and taps that leg. Inhale, reach long, hand reaches down to tap that leg. All right, inhale, exhale. And now we're going to add a little bit to it. So we're going to kick, kick, flick, kick, kick, flick. So you're you're kicking forward, small little kicks. You don't want to lose your balance. 2 kicks forward, 1 flick back. We're going to get in prone position as you see here, and we're going to do 2 kicks towards our glutes, 1 flick back. 2 kicks, flick back. What I want you to pay attention to here is that your elbows are right underneath your shoulders and your abs are engaged. You're not just flopping down on that mat. Everything is nice and tight. We're now going to do a double leg kick, and my hands are interlaced behind my back. I'm going to kick 3 times. Exhale, grow long, shoulders away from ears, and change my face positioning. 3 kicks, reach long as you inhale. Switch your gaze and do it all over again. Kick, kick, kick. Extend, reach long as you inhale. Shoulders away from ears, and you turn your cheek the other side. All right, let's do that just a few more times. You turn your gaze, you kick 3 times. Inhale, reach long, shoulders away from ears. Excellent. Bring those hands forward. Take a moment if you need. We're going to get into a corkscrew next. So your hands are planted right beyond or beside your body, grounding you as both legs come up and over. Abs are engaged, and you're just going around and up, keeping those toes together. So you want both legs to be doing the movement together as best as they can so that there's no imbalance with your hips. All right, go around, down, and up. And a modification for this one is don't come up. Go ahead and do this movement with your back stayed on the mat. So you just glue your lower back to the mat and you just stay there. And that was all. I really hope you guys enjoyed the challenge. I'll see you soon.